Hey everyone, it's Stacy with Home Organized Tribe, and I'm back with another 2-minute tidy tip. Well, you're listening to episode 5 in this special series, so it's a little bit longer than the 2 minutes we normally do. But this series is called Break Free from Clutter 8 Steps to a Calm, Organized Home. All right, so today we're focusing on time saving decluttering tips for busy lives. Something I know so many of you, and myself included, we need, right? So if your schedule is packed and decluttering can feel impossible when that is the case, but the good news is you don't need hours of free time to make progress. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing practical, time saving tips that fit easily into your busy life and help you tackle clutter step by step. Let's get started. All right, tip number 1, the 5-minute declutter. One of my favorite tips for busy people is the 5-minute declutter. I want you to set a timer for just 5 minutes and pick one small area, like a drawer or a shelf or maybe a section of the countertop. And I want you to declutter as much as you can in that 5-minute time frame. In just that 5 minutes, you can make real progress. Plus, short bursts like this are easy to fit into even in the busiest time scheduled days that you may be having, and you'll be surprised at how much you can accomplish. This helps you overcome that I need to spend a whole day. And a lot of times that puts us into this overwhelming kind of thought process and it keeps us from doing any decluttering. So please really test out this 5-minute decluttering. Grab a timer and see what you can accomplish in just 5 minutes. I can't wait to hear. All right, tip number 2, keep a donation bin handy. Another great time-saving tip is to have a designated donation bin somewhere that's easily accessible, like a closet or a garage or an entryway. Make it somewhere where you can easily toss things in. And anytime you come across an item you no longer need or use, just drop it in the bin. This is a simple trick that helps you declutter on the go. So instead of setting aside a specific time to gather donation items, you're doing it as you come across things in your daily routine. Once the bin is full, take it to a donation station and you're ready for a fresh start. Think about that when you're getting ready in the morning or for the day and you try something on, you're like, this just isn't working. That's a great thing to drop in the donation box as well. So it's throughout your day, you come across something you don't love on you, it doesn't kind of fit. That's great. Drop it in. All right, let's go to tip number 3. Use transition times to declutter. This is great for busy people. So we all have these little pockets of time throughout the day, like we're waiting for a cup of coffee to brew, a pot to boil water, or while watching a show in the evening, use these short transition times to declutter something small. For example, while you're waiting for your coffee, you might have a pile of mail on the counter. Start going through it. While dinner's cooking, take a few minutes to organize that utensil drawer. These little moments can add up and make a really big difference without requiring you to really set time aside to declutter, which can feel overwhelming, like we talked about, right? All right, so tip number 4, I like this one in, one out rule. Okay, this is powerful to really keep clutter from creeping back in. So if you're somebody who maybe is going to go through a big declutter, you get organized and you're like, how do I keep it this way? This rule really is going to be something you want to pay attention to. So anytime you bring something into your home, whether it's a piece of clothing, a book, some sort of new gadget, commit to letting go a similar item. Okay, so one in, one out. So for example, if you buy a new pair of shoes, maybe you're going to pick a pair of shoes to donate or toss and throw out that you don't normally wear. We can all find probably a pair of shoes when we buy a new one that we're going to go, okay, I don't need these anymore. I've got a new pair. This rule keeps your home balanced and really does prevent accumulation of things, right? So, and that makes it really much easier to stay organized, okay, over time. So this is the key if you struggle to keep your house organized. All right, so let's talk about tip number 5, which is the daily reset routine. And I live by this. When all possible, I do this. And so this is a time saving, basically at night. Kind of, I always say the kitchen's closed once I get dinner done and everything's cleaned up, right? So just spend 5 to 10 minutes at the end of each day tidying those areas that seem to accumulate a lot of stuff. It could be your living room if people left it there, shoes out from people coming home, kitchen counters might have some, things on it that you need to go put away, or, the entryway, coats and things like that. So put things back in their place and clear the surfaces. This quick reset keeps your space feeling organized and reduces the amount of clutter that starts to build up because it really gets overwhelming, right? Plus, this is my favorite part. Really, you're starting each day with like a clean slate. And it makes it so much easier to stay on top of it. And so I don't know about you, but do you ever notice that once things start going south and you like literally can't control it, it just becomes even more depressing and overwhelming and causes more stress. So these little resets are so important and they help me. And I swear I live by this. And if I miss it at night, it's the first thing I'm doing in the morning. But I really try to do it at night because there's really a fresh start feeling to your day when you get up and you walk into the kitchen and the sink is clean and the coffee maker is ready to go. Like it's the little things that just help you really kick the day off the right way. So there you have it. My favorite time-saving decluttering tips for busy people. Let's do a quick little recap. Tip number 1, the 5-minute declutter. Set the timer for 5 minutes and focus on one small area. Tip number 2, keep a donation bin handy. Drop items in as you find them, as you discover things that maybe you don't use as often, let them go and throw them in that box. Tip number 3, use transition times. So remember, small amount of decluttering when you're kind of waiting on something to happen, getting that cup of coffee or dinner, things like that. Let's make the most of that time. The one in and one out for every new item you bring in. What are we going to let go? And then finally, tip number 5 is the daily reset, spending 5 to 10 minutes each evening, putting things back in place. So if you're ready to go deeper and you want step-by-step guidance for every room in your house, I want you to check out my full decluttering and organization program. It's called Declutter and Organize Your Life Room by Room. This course is designed to help you create a clutter-free, organized home that works for your lifestyle, even if you're busy, I promise. I put together videos, checklists, tailored strategies for every space in your whole house so that you can stay on track. To learn more about this, you can see the link below or send me a message either on social media or email. I'm happy to answer any questions. But this you will have a lifetime access to, so there's no hurry and you can start to make baby steps in the right direction. So thank you for listening. Join me next time in episode 6 of this series where we're going to talk about one thing that changed everything for me and, of course, my clients. So until then, happy decluttering, and I will see you soon.